Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are going to solve LeetCode problem 868 maximum average subarray. So this problem was previously asked by Google, as you can see it. Before we go details of the problem, I just want to mention that I often create videos for to help people who are preparing for coding and Java interviews. I have created a LeetCode playlist which has over 100 solved problems explained with examples and code, and Java interview related playlists of frequently asked questions asked by big tech companies like Amazon, Google, Apple, Facebook, Microsoft. So please go through them. Also please subscribe to the channel. So let's look into the description. So given an array consisting of n integers, find contiguous subarray of given length k that has maximum average value. You need to output the maximum average value. So 1 is less than equal to k is less than equal to n is less than equal to 30,000, and elements of given array will be in the range of minus 10,000 to plus 10,000. They have given us these two examples over here. So as you can see, for the first example, this one is the array which has the longest largest sum, right? 51, and if you divide by 4, that is the largest average value, that is 12.75 that we get as a length of 4 subarray in this array. So we have to return that 12.75 as our answer. So let us look into this problem in more detail with one other example, and how we are going to solve this problem. So we are going to use a sliding window approach to solve this problem. So first we will just go through this example in detail, so you will know about the sliding window approach, that how we are going to solve it. And the sliding window approach, it takes order of n, right? So let's just take this input array first. So as you can see, 2 4 8 3 1 4 12 2, right? 12 and 2, right? So this one is 4 and 8, right? Okay, so we have given a k is equal to 2, so we have to take any subarray with a length 2, right? And we have to find out the maximum average subarray. So how sliding window approach work is, it starts with the first two and then it takes the average. So first let's say the sum is there, right? Let's say sum is there and average is there. So I'll just say average and sum. So as you can see, 2 plus 4 is equal to 6 is the sum, and average will be divided by 2 is 3, right? So we will calculate here max average also. So maximum average, right? So we will keep track of what max average we are getting. So in the beginning it is 3. So how sliding window approach works is that it takes the next value here, now 8. So it will add like 8 into this sum, right? And it will subtract the first one, like basically it will subtract this value and it will add new value into the sum, which means that 6 minus 2, basically how it works is, it says 6 minus 2 plus 8, right? So it gets the new sum basically, which is equal to 4 plus 8, which is equal to 12, right? So 12 is the new sum. As you can see, 4 plus 8 is 12, and then the average is 12 divided by 2 is equal to 6. So now we will update our maximum average from 3 to 6 here. Then we will keep continue. So now we will add a 3 into the sum and we will subtract 4, right? So that's how the sliding window works. So so as you can see, 12 plus 3 minus 4, right? So 12 minus 4 is 8 plus 3 is equal to 11. So 11 is our new sum now, and average will be 5.5, right? 5.5. So we don't have to update our maximum average because our average is already more than the current average. So now we are going to go forward. So basically we are adding the next element and we are removing the past element, right? So that is what, like it is kind of a, for example, it is like a window like this basically, right? As you can see, this is the window that is sliding basically. You can imagine it that it is a sliding window. So and the window size is 2 in this case. So now we are going to slide the window. So this is our new window now, right? So as you can see in new window, 1 is added and 8 is subtracted, right, from the current sum. So you can see that 11 minus 8 is equal to 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 is 4, right? So 4 is our new sum, and average will be 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. We don't have to update our maximum because maximum is already more than 2, right? It is 6. So this is how the sliding window approach works. So it now again I will show you, now again it will slide. So this is our new window now, right? So this is again window of 2. So we are adding 4 into 4 and we are subtracting the past one, like the previous element which moved out of the window. 3 moved out of the window now, right? So 3 we will subtract and we will add 4. So 4 plus 4 is 8, minus 3 is 5, right? So 5 is the new sum, and 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. So 2.5 is already lesser than 6, so we will not update our max. So now we are going to move our sliding window. So now our window will move like this here, right? Again the next element will come into the window, and 1 is out of the window, right? This 1 is out of the window now. So we will subtract 1 from the current sum and we will add a 12 into current sum. So 12 means total will be 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 plus 12 is equal to 16 is our total right now. So total is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So now we will update our max from 6 to 8 because 8 is more than 6. So this is our new max. Now we will again move our sliding window. Now it is becoming like this, right? So we are removing 4 now and we are adding 2 into the window, which means that we will subtract 4 from 16. So 16 minus 4 is 12 plus 2, right? 12 plus 2 is equal to 14. So 14 is our new sum, and 14 is sum means 7 is our average. So our current average is more than 7, so we will leave it as it is, and our sliding window has reached a point where it cannot move now. It is already at the end of the array. So we will just return the maximum value of our average 8 as our answer, right? So as you can see, output is 8. So this is how the sliding window works. So we have sliding window of k size here. Here k is equal to 2, so that's why sliding window has 2 size and it keeps moving. So as sliding window moves, whatever new element gets added into the window, then that will be added into sum, and whatever moves out of the window will be subtracted from the sum, right, to calculate the new average. So that is the sliding window approach we are going to use to solve this problem of maximum average subarray. And the big O of this algorithm will be order of n, right? We are just moving through the array once, so it is order of n to calculate maximum average subarray. So this problem is asked by Google. So let's just look into the implementation details now. So as you can see it here, first we just created one double as an average variable that we will use to calculate average of our window, right? And we will start beginning first calculating the average of first window size, right? So first, for example, if k is equal to 2, we will just calculate first 2 as our average here, right? So first two elements, for example 2 and 4, which is equal to 6 divided by 2, 3. So that is that first step we are calculating here, and that's why you are seeing it from I is going from 0 to I is less than k, right? So first average we calculated, and after that we will actually use our sliding window, right? So this is where we are actually using our now sliding window approach, and its order will be n, right? So we created a double variable called as max average, and we initialized it with the current average, right? The max average is the one that we will use like return it at the end, and it will keep updating during the process of sliding window. So what happens now is we will have this j. So j is equal to I plus k, right? I is now starting from 0 and I is going until the end of the nums length, right? Nums array. And j is equal to, as you can see, I plus k, and we are subtracting nums of I, right, from the average, and we are adding nums of j into the average, basically, as you can see here, right? These two steps these are typical sliding window things. So whatever elements is going out of the window, we are subtracting it here, this one, and whatever element is getting added into the window, we are adding it into the average here, and then we are recalculating the average, and we are, if average is greater than maximum, then we will reassign the maximum average as the average, right? So that we will always have the maximum average at the end of the for loop here, that we are going to return as the max average. So these two steps I just wanted you to understand. Once again I will just show you here. So I'm just going to take this thing, like revert this thing, so I can reuse it again to show you. So what those steps are doing is, first thing we calculated is this windows average, right, which is 3 now, right? 4 plus 2 is 6, divided by 2 is 3. So now what they are doing is, now in this for loop, what these two average statements do is, now the window was, this one was the window previously, now we are creating the window, like moving the window. So window will be this one now, right? This is the new window. So what it is doing is, previously calculated sum, it will subtract 2 from this sum basically. So 6 minus 2 it will do, and after that whatever we get, we will add this new element plus 8, right? So that is what these statements are doing actually. So it will get a new average, so it is subtracting the previous value here, nums of I, and it is adding plus nums of j. So that's what this one is like. This is I and this one is j, so it's subtracting I, this one is I and this one, and adding j value, right? So which is equal to 8 plus 6 is 14 minus 2 is equal to 12, right? So 12. So it will get 12 average, and then it will divide by k, which is 2, right? And then it will get 6 from that. So that is what, and it will update if it is necessary, right? So that is what it is doing. So this is a sliding window approach. So let us take the example that we were discussing. So this is the same example that we discussed, and here k is equal to 2. So we'll just run our test quickly. So as you can see, we are getting output as 8, which is correct, right? This is what we were also getting the output 8 previously, because if you look, the sub array will be this one, right? 12 plus 4, right? This one is the sub array with the maximum average. So 12 plus 4 is 16, divided by 2 is 8. That's how the 8 comes. So so that is the for k2. So now let us modify this, and we will say that k is equal to 3. So we have increased the sliding window size to 3 now. So let's see if it changes the result. So now it is saying 6 is the maximum average. And why is the 6? Because, so if you can see, 6 means 12 plus 4. So this one is now the maximum array, right? I'll just highlight it for you. So this one is the maximum array here of 3 elements. So 12 plus 4 is 16, plus 2 is equal to 18, divided by 3 is equal to 6, right? 18 divided by 3 is equal to 6, and that's why the answer is 6 here, right? So that is how the sliding window problem works, and to find out maximum average subarray. So let's just go ahead and take their examples that they gave us, just to make sure that those examples are also working fine. So k is equal to 4 in this case, and 12.75 should be the answer. So we are getting correct answer here. So let's go ahead and do it for the second test case as well. So it's always good to make sure that all the given test cases are also passed, before we can submit the solution. So it's always recommended you test all these cases. So 3 is also we are getting correctly. So now we are confident and we can submit our solution. So as you can see, 97.8% faster than other submissions, which is very good. So this is the way we can solve maximum average subarray problem, which was asked by Google using sliding window approach. Here the time complexity for this solution is O of n. I'll just write down for you here. So time complexity is order of n, and space complexity is order of 1 here, right? Because we are just using couple of constants, no external data structures or linked list, hash map, nothing like that, right? So that's why it is space complexity is order of 1. So we already submitted the solution and it got accepted, right? Okay, so um, if you are preparing for Java interviews, also check out my lead code playlist. It has over 100 solved problems explained with examples and Java code in details. It consists of variety of different problems like dynamic programming, binary search, array list, linked list, all those kind of different problems, priority queue related problem, optimization problems. So go through it. It will definitely be helpful if you are preparing for coding interview. And also for Java phone interviews, there is a playlist called as Java interview. So go through that also. It has a lot of phone and initial screening interview questions that were asked by big tech companies like Amazon, Google, Facebook, Microsoft. So go through that. If you find this video helpful and if you like this video, please subscribe it and like it. Please subscribe to the channel so the video can reach to more people who are preparing for coding and Java interviews. They can also watch this video and they can also be benefited by watching it, so it can help their preparation for interviews. So please subscribe it and thanks for watching the video.